Today, we're going to be building a traditional autumn cottage for a fan. The cottage turned out insanely realistic, and I'll be showing you so many step-by-step guides and build hacks to build just like this, so make sure you watch the entire video. Subscribe, and let's get started. This is the layout of the build. As you can see, I just sort of laid something out really quickly with a simple reference photo that I had, and then we're going to get started on the windows here. Of course, the way I do my frames for my windows is a little different from probably the norm, but I like to just do the front and the back side of the window all at once by just using a thicker beam. I do think this works out pretty nicely, so I usually just leave it like this, and as you can see here, it does turn out pretty nice. I find a nice little color that matched the reference that the fan gave me, and yeah, add a little bit of those, see how it looks together, and then I think, you know, we could do with another window, maybe a skinnier window. I add the same frame to that, and then of course we're going to add a similar little structural design. Now let me tell you a little bit about how this fan got this house. Pretty much in my Discord server, I posted, hey, I'm going to be doing a fan video, you know, I'm going to be building a house for a fan, and I need one of you who is going to let me build pretty much whatever I want on your plot. And that was basically it. So I know technically it wasn't just whatever I wanted. I did like ask and see what would have been nice and cool. So that is what we're doing today. If you want to get a house built by me, and I know so many of you ask, but I cannot say yes. I literally can't say yes, because if I do, then I have to build a house for everyone. And I definitely don't have the time to build a house for everyone. I mean, if I'm going to be building a house for everybody, I'm not going to have time to be posting the videos. Like, this video itself took weeks to edit, to plan, like all of that. It really shouldn't have. It's mostly on me. I'm not going to lie. But I'm also pretty sick right now, and I'm not sure if you can tell. I might sound a little nasally or something, but I'm not very sick, so it's alright. And yeah. Next, you can see I am starting the pretty much focal point of the house, which is like the steep sliding roof. I'm not really sure what they're called, but it's the little curved gable roof that leads up into the little, I guess, the gable roof on the top, which I just think they're so cool. Like, I've actually never done one before, so the way I did it is probably a little sloppy, you're gonna see. But yeah, I did think it turned out nice in the end, and of course, all the little things I'm doing right now do turn out a little better in the future. I think things do start to look better. Like right now, this just looks terrible. I don't even like the arch size is off. It's not looking very great, and that's all right. I will get it to look great. Trust me, you just gotta watch until I do get it looking great. For this video in particular, I made sure to leave in more footage, as I know a lot of you are kind of complaining like, oh, it cuts too fast, I can't really follow it, and I'm trying to build something similar or build what you built. And I was like, I didn't really know that people would be doing that. I kind of just thought people would be watching them and maybe not looking at it. You know what I mean? I don't know. But I did leave out way more space, especially on these important parts like this. I think the spots where I'm doing more like detailing and stuff when I get to the interior, I did leave out a little bit more footage, especially towards the end. But in this case, I do think that you guys deserve to see the whole process of the roof. Even if I skip a couple steps here and there, you definitely do deserve to see the process so you can recreate this on your own. I love how the roof turned out, by the way. Like, I'm not sure if you clicked on this video because of the thumbnail, but the roof looks just so gorgeous in the thumbnail and super realistic. Like, it's really one of the best roofs I've ever done, and it's for a fan, which I'm so happy about. I'm so glad I was able to make such an amazing build for a fan. Like, that's just awesome. And I'm really glad they liked it too. So yeah, the fan that won was Banana, or at least that's their Roblox display name. They're really active in my Discord server, and of course, I just knew they deserved it. They were the first person to respond to the message. So yeah, if you want to get featured in one of these videos and have your house built, definitely join the Discord. In our Discord server, there's so many opportunities to just do stuff with me and interact with the rest of the community. Like, it is so worth it if you join. And you know what? While we're plugging the Discord, I might as well plug. I have a lot of other socials you probably don't know. I have a Twitter, I have an Instagram. Again, just go follow those if you want. I do think I will start posting my builds on there and stuff, so of course, it won't be for nothing. I definitely recommend following those if you want to stay updated though. And finally, I do actually have a Roblox group. All of this is linked down in the description below. So definitely go join the Roblox group. We do have a few pieces of clothing that are posted in there, and I'm definitely going to get more clothing posted in there so you guys can get merch or whatever, I suppose, which will just be awesome. I hope you guys really like the merch that I made so far. I made it very quickly. It took me like 10 minutes, but I will try and get some more detailed and nice looking merch on there that doesn't just have my logo and stuff. But I do think it's some of the best merch out of merch that I've seen in the past. Anyways, you can see here, I do kind of get rid of the step because I realize it's just too steep at this, like the top part of it there. And so I have to go with more of a gentler slope. Oh, look, you could actually see with my cursor there, I kind of laid out what I wanted it to look like, which is true. I did want it to look like that. So as you can see, placing it up there yet again, looks great so far. I mean, already you can start to see it kind of taking shape, like the silhouette of the build. Really nice. And the rest of the roof, like the custom roof I made in the front here, and then the rest of the roof, like the hip roof and then the gables, they matched up so perfectly. I have no idea how they matched up that perfectly. It wasn't even my intent to make it that great, but they just turned out so amazing. Like I was so happy with it because I didn't have to struggle with it at all. It just worked, which was awesome. Of course, the colors, I did kind of do my own thing for most of the colors, I think, of the build. I know when I was doing the colors, I was thinking, how can I make this look super fall themed, autumn themed, realistically colored, and just gorgeous. Like I wanted it to be beautiful. That was one of the biggest things. I just wanted to make a beautiful, usable, livable house, because you never know, maybe this person likes to roleplay, maybe they want a house that they can roleplay in, maybe they don't care and they just want a super realistic looking house. Try to do my best mix and blend of both of those things. And also the roof color is really good. I'm not sure if I remember to save it, but the colors I used in this build were awesome, and it wasn't on my plot, so I might have to go back and save them. I did really like the colors. As you can see here, we're putting in the brick. I was originally going to use a stone, or like a kind of stone colored, some kind of slate-ish, you know, but the textures were like, it would like make the other texture darker because they were so close. Do you know what I'm talking about when they like overlap? Well, that's kind of what was going on, and I was not a fan of that at all. So, of course, I tried it with the brick, and it was perfect with the brick. Nothing was like overlapping or doing anything funny. No glitching texture, nothing. So, of course, I went with that. It was just the best option for sure. And yeah, we're finally starting to get this roof done. Look at that. It looks amazing. Hopefully you guys were able to follow along with that. I think the biggest thing is making your basic shapes copy and pastable so that you can actually go through and everything, the whole process just becomes a lot easier, I think. So I do recommend doing that. And this is the part I was talking about with the roofs. Like, look how perfectly they matched up with the hip roof, man. It looked so good, I thought. And I know I've seen Faulty. Faulty's really good at using like the normal in-game roofs, but like I think I'm definitely starting to like master it or something, because these ones turned out so nice. Just awesome. And of course, right around now, I think we are done pretty much with the roof. Connected it perfectly to the hip roof and then got started over here. That's another thing, actually. I'm really like all over the place when I build. Like, I can't really lie. I definitely kind of just like skip around, like whatever comes to my mind is the next thing I'll start working on. And I was just wondering, are you guys like that too, or do you have a really structured like plan for your builds? Definitely let me know in the comments whether you're more of a, all right, I'm going to do the entire exterior first, and then I'm going to do the entire interior, and then I'll finish all the landscaping, and then, or if you're more like, oh yeah, let me start the exterior. Oh, I kind of want to make a kitchen. Like, which is exactly what I'm like. I'm completely like that. Anyways, here we're adding in our windows finally, which I think the windows tied everything together, but they're really not that special. I don't know. Maybe I'd make like a bay window in the future. I think that could have looked cool, at least in one spot. But I think the details inside of the house definitely make up for it, so what can I do? I mean, it really doesn't matter that much, I guess. So I'm adding these stairs now, and I added a little rug going down the stairs too, just because I thought it would be cool. I think it is cool. I don't know. I do like it. And I had a lot of plans for details and stuff, but I was just kind of like experimenting at the moment. And then I got started on fences. Again, I wanted it to be kind of usable, like kind of like look like it was lived in. And also, I was just so excited to start landscaping this. Just so excited. The medieval little brick fence thing, by the way, is so awesome. Like, I'm going to use that so much. I just feel like it looks super nice. It looks like it was like done with basic shapes, but it's actually just an in-game fence, which is insane to me. That's crazy. But you can also see, I think this is the gable decoration or bracket, which I also have a video on these. If you want to know how to make gable decorations and brackets, I have a huge tutorial on these, which is just awesome. It'll completely level up your building, I'm sure of it. So yeah, make sure you go check that out for sure. It is linked in the card up there and in the description below. And yeah, I'm using these little circles, and the reference photo I remember had a very specific looking gable decoration, and I wanted to replicate it perfectly, which, let me tell you, was a process. It was actually so difficult to replicate the perfect bracket. Like, I mean, the bracket doesn't really look like any bracket I've made before. The way it looked was kind of funny. I don't know. But I tried my best. I think I got it looking super close. Maybe not perfect, but definitely super close. And you can see here, just adding these final details. I do end up changing those little side ones to wedges because I wanted it to fit perfectly with the rest of the roof. Here we go. So yeah, they're wedges now, as you can see. And it looks like an anchor. Like, it doesn't even look right. That's the funny part to me, is like all that, and it doesn't even, but it's whatever. I wanted to try with these little salt and pepper shakers or whatever, see if I could add a little more detail, but I just felt like it was too much. After I had gotten past those ones, like the top ones were just like too much. So I do get rid of the top ones, which on second thought, it doesn't look bad, but I'm not sure. I definitely think it was too much, and I'm glad I did get rid of them. You'll see that I actually just add those gable decorations to every single roof piece. Yeah, so you'll see it now. I guess I could have made like different ones, but they just looked, I spent a long time on them, and they looked really good in my opinion. And they're mad unique. Like, tell me you've ever seen those in person. Probably not. Not like that. I know I haven't. Oh my goodness. My favorite part of the build is already here. Actually, this is probably not my favorite, but this is a detail that I did not think was going to look this good. Pretty much in my brain, I was thinking, okay, I want it to kind of like not look like it's a basement, but I want it to kind of go down and have a little bit of like a layered path. And I've never seen this done before, but it is so cool and unique. And right here, I'm thinking this looks like this looks terrible. Sorry, I was gonna swear. This looks terrible. I'm gonna have to get rid of this. And then I saw in the chat, if you can read it, I'm not sure. I think she says like "oh" or something, and I was like, she definitely does not like it. But I knew that if I just continued with it, it might have some potential. So of course, had to follow through and finish just to see if it looks good. And oh my god, the result speaks for itself. You guys need to start doing this. When you place on a wedge, you can layer like insane. Like, it looked so seamless. It just looked like a bunch of rocks. And I'm a huge fan. I'm definitely going to do this to more of my builds. I'm super glad I experimented with it because this is an insane build hack that like needs to be talked about. You can actually get away with so much on the wedges. It's gorgeous. I think the path turned out gorgeous. And if you don't like it now, wait till I add all the rest of the landscaping and you're gonna think, wow, that is pretty underrated actually. Because trust me, it is. It actually is so underrated. So again, if you missed the process, here I am doing a second part of the path. But I have a little more expertise now, you know, I kind of know what I'm doing a little more to make the path looks just perfect. And of course, landscaping, I decided to leave it completely in here. Landscaping tutorial is coming. I do need to remember to make that because I know you guys have been asking for it and I could definitely help you. But for now, again, I am giving you a nice little example of me landscaping, especially with some of the new gardening items that just look amazing. I'm really glad they added some of those gardening items. Like, what are they? The little flowers, the field of flower things transforms the realism in your grass. Like, don't spam the little short grass anymore, guys. Use those. I use them for leaves. I used it for grass. I used it for everything, and you will see in this video. The next thing for landscaping, guys, you need to color your plants. You need to color them. You need to color them, and they need to be different colors. You can't just keep the same color for the same tree every time. I know it looks like that's what I'm doing right now, but I will go through and change the colors of them, and you'll see that in a moment probably, because it's just amazing. Another hack that I have for you is to use the grass textures that have multiple shades to them, that have like the checkered ones or the lined ones. When you use that on trees and leaves and stuff, it gives this really cool effect of like realism, I think, because trees in real life aren't just like one solid blob of green color. There are a ton of colors. Here I am adding that now. Yeah, I'm telling you, it just looks so much better. And when you switch things up like that, yeah, I definitely recommend it. Use a bunch of different textures, a bunch of colors, and that is how you get beautiful trees for your landscaping. It's a big piece of landscaping that I think is pretty much overlooked, so definitely recommend that. I think here I do go through and I will change these to autumn colors. For now, I wasn't really sure how to incorporate the autumn theme, but I was just waiting. I knew it would come eventually, so. The one thing I think I could have changed in this house is that back porch area. I could have made that a vaulted ceiling, but I definitely didn't want to. And plus in my head, I was thinking it already looks like good enough. I think I'll just leave it. And plus it's the back of the building, man. It's enough work to make the back of the building look good, but to make it look that good, that's like some try-hard stuff. I don't know. Anyways, this little 3x4-ish room, I decided to turn this into an office. I didn't really have a plan for the build. I kind of made the layout and then I was like, yeah, I'll go off of this. So I didn't really have a set spot for the kitchen, the bathroom, the bedroom, and the desk and all that. Of course, I did, probably by now, I definitely did find a layout, but yeah, I'm not really sure. I just know that at this point, I knew this, I wanted this to be the office. I knew where the bedroom was going to be. I knew where the kitchen was going to be. Just didn't really know how I would make them. Like, I really had no ideas for the kitchen, especially. I know the kitchen, I was like, yeah, I don't know. But let me tell you, the kitchen actually turned out being one of the best kitchens I think I've ever made. Just because of the layout that I ended up going with. It's something that I don't see a lot in Bloxburg. I've seen it in The Sims, of course, because I know The Sims has, like, I would argue a better counter cabinet system, just way more options than Bloxburg, which is fine. I don't play The Sims. I've just, like, played it a few times in the past. But yeah, I think it's definitely really unique. And obviously, I've definitely seen it done before. I just think I pulled it off really well. And of course, I'm not trying to spoil it. That's why I'm being pretty vague. You will see it eventually. I mean, you just got to keep watching. But yeah. Okay, let's see what I'm doing here. I actually don't remember. So I was talking about earlier how a lot of people are like asking what kind of builder you are. Yeah, I'm sure I already said it, but I definitely am one of those all over the place builders. Like whatever comes to my mind next, I just go to and I start doing that. So you can see I was inside, I was looking at decor to put in there, and then I saw pumpkins. I was like, oh, I need to do my pumpkin landscaping. And now I'm adding these pumpkins, making it all autumn themed. And I'll probably find something else, and then you'll see me in the interior in the next 15 seconds. Maybe not, though. Maybe I'm committed to finishing up some landscaping. I've got some ideas. I mean, look at this. I'm back over here. I guess this doesn't really count. I'm just putting a wreath on a door. No. It counts for sure, because now you can see me inside. Adding more details and decorations in there. So, I don't know. Oh, here we go. So the flowers, I think I've seen people use the flowers for leaves, and that's exactly what I wanted to try and do. I wanted leaf piles, and it was the best thing I added to the build, I think. Maybe for the exterior at least, I think that was the best landscaping detail. It just looks so good, especially when I paired it with the floor ivy. It does get pretty expensive, I think, because each one is like 75, and then the floor ivy is super expensive too. Like, honestly, it's like the floor ivy is just as expensive as like decal plants. That's how expensive it is. I don't know. I don't think it should be that expensive, but also I did resize it, which is probably why. And I think the wall vines on the roof are probably just as expensive. So maybe it's really not that bad, and I'm just overreacting. But I don't know. I love the doors, and here we are in the kitchen. You'll see I'm trying to figure out a layout. I just really didn't know what to do. And I think I was looking at, I don't think, now that I think about it, I didn't even have a reference for the kitchen. Like, this just came to mind. I didn't have a reference for the, wait, I didn't use a reference for the entire interior. That is pretty impressive, I think. Well, maybe not. Maybe if it looks bad, then you can tell me it wasn't impressive. But if you think it looks good, then it is a little impressive. So you tell me. But yeah, you can really see I was just at the kitchen. Now I'm back outside. Now I'm at the kitchen again. Like, I think that's just the way that ideas kind of flow into my brain personally. I just, oh, let's go do this. Let's go that. I just think of things on the spot, and then before I forget them, I just go do them. So yeah, I did add one of these. I don't know what they're called. Yeah, no idea. Drawing a blank maybe, or I just never knew. I can't think of what they're called. But they go above your like stovetop, and they look really nice in Bloxburg. Like when they're done right. So I added a custom one, and now I am making some custom-ish couches. They're not very custom because they're still usable, but I added these pillows, which makes it look a lot better. And then also these blankets to just add a little more detail to like where you're actually sitting. Added a little blanket too. And I think I call it good. I just go to the next one. Yeah, so originally I was going to copy and paste it. Then I was like, you know what? I should delete one because it just looks a little big. Fix any little details. And we get started on the table here. The table, I found the wicker table to be best, just 4 of them. It looked really nice, really sleek and modern, I guess, but also kind of homey. And of course I would change the colors. I don't want it to actually be wicker when we're indoors. And then I also added this little bicycle. Of course, I had to add a bicycle because it was the Halloween bicycle. I don't know. It just looked good, I thought. And now I think, oh, never mind. I was going to say that I think we're going to do the fireplace next, which is another thing I really loved about this house, but we are actually not. We are going back to the roof, and adding a little more leaves. If this person wants to, banana, if they want to, they can definitely add to the build, by the way. In no way am I saying like, oh yeah, this is like what I built for you, you gotta keep everything. They could change anything. I asked quite a few times like, oh, do you like this? Like, do you like that? Even though I guess the whole thing was like, oh, I can build whatever I want. But I just felt bad. I was like, like, it's your house. Like, I'm not gonna build you something that you don't like just for you to delete it. I'm gonna build you something that you like, and then you can just keep it forever, Maybe not. But now you're seeing what I mean about this grass, guys. Oh my goodness. At first, it might look kind of spammy, but I definitely add a lot to it, and I think I skip quite a bit of it and move on to this custom tree. But I couldn't find the recording of me starting the logs. I could only find it from here. So this is what you guys get. But start this custom tree. Not sure if I'm really a fan of custom trees. I'm still thinking about it. They looked amazing in this build. They look amazing in other people's builds. I'm just not so good at them yet, I think. And these trees were like 30,000 and it wasn't my money. And I placed like 4 of them and I felt bad. I was like, I'm placing like mad custom trees and decal plants and like, it's not my money. So the house actually comes out to around 500K and like 20 something % plot data, which is not bad plot data. It's a little expensive for a cottage, but overall that's actually not bad. Like I was happy with those numbers. And I hope that the owner of the house is happy too, because it's a pretty good price. It's pretty good, I guess. I don't know. And if they need money, they can always just delete the custom trees. Just get rid of them. A lot of the decals, by the way, were from random YouTubers. Like I would look up their inventories or something, or like follow them and look at their inventories. I know I used an Equinox wallpaper there. I don't remember the other YouTubers. I think most of it was from Equinox and Cyplex, whatever. Definitely use those. I think the little decal document. So shout out to them. I'll put it in the description too if I remember, which I probably will. So yeah. Oh, I have a lot of decals in my inventory too, but they're like clothing. So if you want decal clothes, go to my profile, follow me, and look at my inventory. I also have a tutorial on that if you were wondering, which you should definitely follow. It's an amazing tutorial. I think so anyways. Not that it really matters, but it doesn't even matter. Anyways, here we are. Okay, so with the bathroom, I love this floor texture with the bathroom. You probably know that already. And I accidentally put the wood planks on the floor in the bathroom. Complete accident. Like I just completely forgot that I didn't have a set layout again, but I still forgot that I wanted that to be the bathroom. And I didn't want to delete the floor and start all that over again because it was just too much work. I just didn't feel like it. So I just made a new floor. And that's what you saw earlier. Now I'm adding these line details, which I wish I kind of added more to different parts of the house, but there wasn't really a spot to. Like this just was the perfect spot for that. It looked awesome right there. And of course, you'll see me kind of detailing up this office space now. I still love how the office turned out. I just love the detailing in this build. It's very, very realistic, I feel like, but it still has my style just a little bit. Maybe not as much as other builds of mine, but it definitely still has my style and the realism. So I'm really glad about that. And here we are, the revolutionary kitchen. Not really. Just for the build, it's pretty revolutionary, but you'll see what I do here. It's one simple little thing that turns it from this trash to boom. I was like, what if I make a little fake wall, curve it a little, and then we'll see how that looks. And wow, transformed it. You might think, all right, that's not that, like anyone can do that. Anybody has done that. Like you're not special. That's enough. I know everybody's done that before. I know it's a thing, but I'm just saying in this build, It looked like a pretty mid kitchen, and then it turned into a really nice kitchen really quickly after I did that. And it just brought a whole bunch of character. Like, the build just looked so much better. But yes, the fireplace. The fireplace was one of my favorite things to do. I also think I did this really well. And with the wallpaper, like, it was just so realistic and awesome looking. I don't know. Oh, and we're back to the kitchen. Just, don't you see how quickly I switch up and change? Like, and we're back to the fire. I don't even know. I don't even know. But I do the same, I think, green colored wood to make the little drawers. And then I think it's either marble or like a log top. I think it's log. Well, we'll see after I add these little details. Might be log. Might not. Oof. It is. Oh, I was right. It was the logs. Which, okay, look at already. That is like gorgeous. I need to start doing more realistic things like that because that turned out super nice. I started on our outdoor seating section, of course, which I later moved away from the door more. Don't worry if you're looking at that and wondering. Like, I did fix it later. And of course, I'm just making the backyard and all that detail now. You can see, I think the roof is sticking out through this a little bit, but I didn't really mind it. And I don't think the person that I was building this for minded it. If anything, I would have covered it up with a basic shape, but wasn't at the top of my priorities, I guess. And then I kind of forgot about it. And I also wanted this to have a laundry room just so you can do everything that you need to do. I just also wanted to fix the empty space that was right there, maybe. I don't really know. I just thought it looked good. Okay, but I'm detailing a little bit more, you know, little by little, adding all the details into this build. Pretty much the build is done. All I need to do is, of course, the fine little things that make this house a home. Oh, that was kind of cute. This little cottage a home. Anyways, the bedroom, I feel like a real cottage really would only have a single little bedroom, you know? I'm not sure why the living room is so big if there's one bedroom, and why you have an office and such a nice kitchen and all. Like, it doesn't really make, the build doesn't make much sense because the living room's so big. But it's just like rich people, like, who have mansions have a bunch of they have like 4 living rooms and they live with like themselves and one other person. So whatever. You know. Nah, I guess I could have made a smaller living room, I guess. Do you think that's a problem, guys? I don't know, because there is technically one bedroom, like one bedroom, one bed. Like, only one person can really live here. One person can sleep, really, like 3 people, because 2 could sleep on the couches, right? If you're really thinking about it that way. But yeah, maybe those couches are actually also like beds. That's the explanation behind why there's such a big couch. It serves as a bed as well. I like that. Like that. That's the lore, maybe. I didn't think about the living room being huge until I freaking built the place. So until I actually not even built it till I started talking about it in this video. So who knows? Do you guys remember, I don't know if this was an actual build hack, but people used to do this back in the day. Like, they would add the little step ladder thing, and I just decided to add it because I was missing stuff and I didn't want to use basic shapes to make more stuff. The only thing I could have also used was decals, which I do end up using just because, again, I was trying to make it look super realistic. And how do you make something look more realistic? You add decals. So pretty good strategy. Anyways, I'm landscaping the outside just a little more. You'll see I spend a ton of money on just grass. Just so, like, grass and trees, but mostly grass. And I also add that custom tree back there. Mad expensive. You can see I went from 140K just a second ago, and it's just, wow, it's shooting down. I didn't realize that these were like that expensive because they're only 75, right? How much could it really be? But no, I'm already down to like, what does it say? Like 90K, so they are pretty expensive. Of course, at this stage of the build, I'm just adding all of my final details, making everything look super nice, realistic, homey, any description word, I guess, that you want to use to describe this gorgeous build. Gorgeous, that's a good one. Don't worry, I added this decal plant, but I did change the decal. Like, that decal looked terrible, I'm not gonna lie. So I do change it. I changed that one for sure. I know I do. I also added a piano. Maybe they're just a really good piano player and, you know, not to be completely honest with you, I just had so much empty space there and I was looking for things to add. And a piano came up and I was like, that's perfect. And this house actually looks like it would have a piano. Like a grand piano. It looks like it would. So I was very happy with it. Of course, I added some details to the little... Oh, it's like a hood. Is it called the hood? It might be a hood, right? I don't know. I added some details to the hood. That's what it's called. And I thought it looked great. Finished up the table. Finished up this little tiny table, which, oh my gosh, I love that too. I'm definitely going to use that more. Like using the kids' bedside table thing with just some books and stuff on there. Looked gorgeous. I loved it. And of course, added some more pillows and some more things to the couch just to make it, you know, that perfect blend of color. Make it nice and homey, you know, mad pretty. So yeah, let me know what your favorite room in the down below is in the comment section down below, because I'm definitely interested. I don't think I can pick a favorite because, again, I did work on the whole thing and I don't really know. If I had to pick one, it's either the kitchen or the desk, like the office. I might go with the office just because the way the lighting was in the server, the office looks so good. But the kitchen was also like very beautiful. So, not sure. Anyways, you will see these are our final details. We're finally getting so close to being done with this build. I'm just adding these last little things that'll just make like everything look way better. Of course. And I paint these. By the way, the reference did kind of look more like this. It had that little arch thing there. And yeah, looks like it is time for the tour. Look at this beautiful exterior with these beautiful trees, guys. I love them so much. I know earlier I was like, I'm iffy on them, but they just look so good in the finished product. As you can see, entering in here, you got your little foyer dust place, whatever it's called, where you take your shoes off or whatever. And then you come into the entrance real foyer of the house, where you're greeted by the laundry room. Not really a room, but you can do your laundry and drying there. You've got the office over here with these beautiful paintings and all the other decals that bring this place together. You can see very livable, very spacious and beautiful office, I think. And then, oh wow, the frickin' living room. I added a piece of pie with a mug too, just to make it kind of a little more lived in. And I also added all these carpets with decals too. So you've got your kitchen over here. Kitchen turned out amazing as well. You can just see all of the details in here. Definitely a fan of the kitchen. I'm very proud of that. So yeah, let me know. After that, we have the bathroom. I decided to go with 2 shades of bronze here just because it was getting to be too much. And I love the mirrors and the decals. It's just turned out so well. So nicely, I guess. And then, of course, finally, we've got our bedroom. I did like the bedroom. I wish I could have done more with the bedroom, but with an office and all that stuff, like I feel like it was just going to be a basic little bedroom, and I didn't really have to add much. Here's the outdoors, which is gorgeous. Love it. And of course, there's even that custom tree with all those leaves under it. Like, isn't that awesome? So that is the entire build. I'm super happy with how this autumn realistic traditional cottage, whatever the heck you want to call it, came out. Oof. I'm just I'm so thankful for all of you, and I'm gonna try and post so many more times in November. This is really our month. This is our first post of November tomorrow, or well, I guess today for you guys watching this, and I'm just so glad, so glad. So thank you guys. It's been Tiger, and I'm out. Peace.